Holy shit. We hit 10 episodes. Wow. That's exciting. Hi there. Today's episode is going to be very roller coastery with the lighting. I messed up. So anyways, enjoy. Hope the episode's good. Love you lots. Goodbye. Today is September 16th, 2018, and it's time for Reflections 10 or 010. It's so weird not saying the 00 before. All right, let's get into it. It was a good week. I'm excited. Let's do this. Fuck. Easiest W ever right here for the top wins. Soul reconnection process. So some of you saw on my social that I was like just blissed out on a Thursday, and that was after Wednesday night I partook in an insanely powerful clearing session for energy work, if you will. And I'm not going to dig too deep on this because I'll talk about it in the future, but my entire being feels so different now. I'm still I can still feel a buzz across my whole body that has not left since this process, so it's super cool. I don't really know what else to say other than there's a lot of stuff that changed internally during that, and I had a lot of resistance actually during the process, but after the process, wow, and especially after the day of, and then or the day after as well carried into, and all of those positive, it was just crazy. Time slowed down. I was feeling so peaceful, so relaxed. Everything felt very divine. My carefreeness improved highly. It was phenomenal. And I recorded my thoughts and everything and feelings after. So I have that just in case. And I may post that in the future. So that was exciting as fuck. I love energy work. It's just so real. Just so fucking real. Lists. As I talk so much about this right now, because it's just like a side project I'm really enjoying. I have now converted pop-ups to URL functionality, so you can put /edit or whatever, and the pop-up will work. Love that shit. It's literally the reason I started learning React and Redux is because of that type of stuff, like the React router aspect of it. Because you're using a URL, but it's all operating on a single page, and I think that's so phenomenal. So that's really cool. Also, I can now archive cards, so that was good. Just tackled that one day. I did a lot of work, especially yesterday, with converting card pop-ups. So I got the design for the text. I was really struggling with how I should design the text for the text portion of an image and a text, and I ended up coming up with a dark overlay behind it that is slightly transparent, just the tiniest little bit transparent over top of the already dark background. So it's it actually looks surprisingly good. So I'm excited about how that came out. But I wanted to set it up in a way where I could have the text match the same width as the image. So if the image goes small, I want the text to also be smaller. So I've had to really get hacky and shit like that with the way I set this up, because it's not as easy as it seems just having that them match. So it's been pretty hacky, to say the least. And I've been really enjoying meditations, having that in the morning specifically. I always regret if I don't do it in the morning. It's just so peaceful, either doing it before my non-material source energy medicine sessions or after. Ideally before, but it's just super nice. Even today and yesterday I did Eckhart Tolle, a very short one. It was 11 minutes or whatever, which is short to most people. I mean, it's not really that short to me, but it feels really good. It's about awareness and just not thinking, but instead just fully, I mean, all meditation is like that, but it was the sheer act of like listening to the silence without thinking and just pure awareness. And like we get so caught up in our thoughts all the time that it just feels incredible to just like listen and embrace the silence. And it's almost like you're not like trying to not think, but you just are. Okay, like I am. And it's like in that space is like kind of what you're trying to achieve, quote unquote. But if you try to achieve, you're defeating the purpose there. But Eckhart Tolle, love that dude. I created a little like subtitles tool for like if I have like a massive doc of, not a massive doc, say I have a shit ton of lines, or just like a big ass paragraph of subtitles for like a 1 minute clip or whatever. I created a tool to like divide it after X amount of characters, and like if I want double line subtitles, I can do that, and then it just like spits it out exactly the way it should be based on the length of the text and my options that I supply. So that was pretty cool. I like that. Makes subtitles very easy for me. Did some more work on the non-material real estate thing that I'm working on and it feels good. It's uncomfortable, but it's good. I know it's the right move because I can feel it, but it's definitely outside of my comfort zone. So there's definitely that. I am not natural at sales and marketing, so it's definitely challenging in that aspect, but it's forcing me to grow. And like I'm using a different approach than like the hard sales. I'm focused on helping and giving value instead of like how can I sell some person. So it's a different intention. It comes a lot from Gary and Andy, but especially Andy. Andy Frisella, by the way, and Gary Vaynerchuk. But they have a very different approach of selling than most. It's a very like detached, carefree, modern way of doing things, and I like it a lot. So I'm not like doing some hard sales letter or anything like that. It's more so an offer to try it out for free. Like if it doesn't work for you, then what did you lose? Like it's free for the first time. And I'm offering a full refund guarantee type of thing. And plus I'm only getting paid when the work works. So there's just a lot of wins and no downside, basically. So yeah. I'm excited to get this going though, and I really want to help people. I also really want to make money and do the fucking right thing. So it's gonna be good. I'm excited. Holy fuck. I had a no phone day this week. I think I'm gonna make a separate video on this because it's that good. I need this shit in my life again. Like I had so much time allocated to work yesterday and related things that it was just like, it felt so nice to not touch my phone. I mean, I was using my phone, but just for different things that weren't like social. When I say no phone, I'm talking about like no social media, no texting. Granted, Tay did call me during block party, but I allowed that just because like it's not fucking happening every day. Plus, she called me during Kaiju, or however you say that. Kaiju, the song by Space Laces, which is my fucking favorite song that BTSM plays. So was pumped about that. It was perfect. Especially because I didn't tell her, but she like subconsciously figured it out based on probably just in accidental intuition there. But like I was absolutely like hoping that she would call me for that. Allocating more time to social media content creation. Yeah, I haven't done a good job with this. I want to do a good job with this. I've been blocking myself. I really want to post clips of this. I want to post clips of my other videos and podcasts. And I just cannot bring myself to. I am very resistant to the fact of being this talking fucking head, man. I just don't want to be a talking head. I also don't want to be this like 22-year-old person who is like spitting wisdom, even though I know I'm fucking smart as shit, even though I know how little I know simultaneously, but I just know that I have a good foundation and I have value to bring. With that being said, though, I don't want to pretend like I know everything. I definitely don't. I have so much to learn. And at the same time, I still want to bring people value. And I know the best way for me to personally bring value is through dialing into my strengths. And that, in this case, would be to share what I know and share sources that I know and to help people with their challenges. So I just got to get past my own self here, because it's fucking stupid. Like, I am withholding value from people because of my own mental bullshit. It's so fucking dumb. Not live streaming Lost Lands when I'm editing, or like it's so hard to edit while you're listening to something else. I don't know why I thought this was a great idea, but I decided to fucking put Lost Lands, which is a music festival, by the way, a live stream, in the background while I was editing Reflections, and it ended up being like such a complicated thing, because I would end up like getting lost in the live stream because I was like really enjoying the music, and then you just don't multitask where the brain cannot, and this is one of those things where it just cannot. You have to fucking focus when you're editing. Like, you have to be there with that video, ready to like split clips, extend, shorten, know when the times are to cut it off, like start mentally editing before you actually do the editing in the clip. Like, there's just a lot that goes into it. Your brain has to be really there and present and focused. But when you're doing something like live streaming in the background, especially because it's not like the one song repeated or whatever, it's a new thing, your brain is going to struggle, or at least my brain struggles at this time. You might be different, but doing more yoga and stretching. Yeah, I have fallen out of yoga, and then like in the past 2 weeks, I've just tried to integrate more yoga into my life, whether it's like just like a little bit here and there. But I mean, it's as simple as, if I'm feeling like, if I have like a minute or two, I'll just do some sun salutations, or maybe some like warrior or whatever. I don't know, just random yoga shit, because it feels so fucking good. I've also just got to get better flexibility again, because it's decreased. It's not awful. It's still pretty good, but I still want it to be like where it was at its peak, because I'm just competitive like that. So doing little things, like if I am waiting for the kettle to boil and I do not have anything else in the morning or whatever that I can be doing, then I would, like I did this last week, which is just start doing a little bit of yoga while I'm waiting, and it feels great, and get to hang out with a cat during, if it's on the main level. And yeah, cat yoga. It's just really about hacking those little times and making the most of every moment. And I'm far from perfect at this. I would love if I was so much better, but I'm getting there. I am getting there. Kind of related to the social content earlier, just posting on Instagram, classic. I do a decent job of handling stories. I usually do like 3 stories a day type of thing. And yet I am so inactive on Instagram classic, or the Instagram feed, if you will. And it's got to change. Like, I cannot continue this way. It's frustrating as hell to me. But clearly not enough, because I haven't taken the proper action around it. So I guess it's not that important to me. But I would like it to be. That's the fucking point. Because it is a very important thing. And I keep hearing like, Gary, you're missing the moment in time and everything. And he's damn right when Gary voice says that. Keeping a never-ending list of things to do, things to check out, and things to learn about. Haven't done a good job of this. Would like to. And whether this is physical or like a Trello board or a Google Doc or whatever, I just want to keep a list of like random things. So if I have a few moments, kind of like going back to the yoga thing, if I have a few moments, I would just like to start hacking at this list and making it, just getting a little, because that little tiny bit of progress there adds up so much over time with the compound effect. And like in those moments, you can forget. If I have like a couple moments or whatever, and I forget that I have all this shit that I could be doing, you kind of just default into your like phone or whatever is closest that could take the time or use the time. So if you're doing something like productive with those few minutes, that's going to add up a lot over time, and you small chunk, and eventually you arrive at a big goal or a big progress or whatever. More walking, going outside. I have not done a good job of going outside recently. I've just been really just enjoying progress inside. So working out, coding, content, all this shit, NimSam, fucking diet and shit like that, that's also related to working out / Greek god. And yeah, I've got to go outside and get some vitamin, I think it's vitamin D you get from the sun. And I miss that shit. Yeah, I've got some work to do on detachment. I noticed this week, that especially, that I can get so excited about a vision or an idea, and I start to like romanticize about it and like create this fucking crazy narrative and vision. Like I just can sometimes take just a single thing and like run with it. Like it's insane. So the smallest of ideas can turn into this like crazy fucking vision, which is great on one hand, awful. It's totally a blessing and a curse thing. And because of that, I start to get attached to that vision, and it can really shoot me in the fucking foot, because I get attached, and then I'm like so like wanting that and expecting it, and then it just like creates this. I really hate the feeling of attachment. Okay, in case this isn't fucking clear, I would love if I could be completely detached from everything. Because when you're attached, you cannot see clearly. Your view of the world and your view of life is just so warped when you're attached to something. And again, this is just my experience with this, but that is what I found. I would like to be more detached from the outcomes, because it's like, it's not helping me being so attached. How many times can I say attached in one fucking paragraph? I mean, these aren't paragraphs I'm talking, but whatever. It's okay to delete things from reflections. I was really struggling. I like struggled to delete sections from reflections, and sections meaning like within like the awesome / wins, better, and then lessons, and actually obsession now. But within those 4 kind of sections, there's like sub points, if you will. You can call it a point. I struggle to delete a point because I like want all of them because of the historical significance of it. Even if it's, I just love I love the idea of having everything, and I hate the idea of deleting things, because I do not want to be like looking at this down the road and being like, fuck, I should have included that. Why didn't I? Type of thing. It's frustrating to me, because I just want to document everything. So, at the same time, cutting clips is bringing value now, because it improves the quality of the episode. But if I need to document something and it's not there, I'm like shooting myself in the foot because of that. So, but I'm becoming more detached. There we go. Back to that pattern of just letting go and knowing that like worst comes to worst, it's stored in my Google Photos. So the original episode. This is going to be a very controversial lesson, but linear time was an agreement and something we all agreed upon at one point. And there was also a time where we didn't have linear time. It was non-linear previously. And that's fucking fascinating to me. I don't know if that's accurate. I think it is. It feels like it is. But that is something random I learned this week. On non-training days, doing 2 meals instead of 3. Instead of doing like 2, 6, 10 in that like 8-hour gap, and I'm talking about PM, by the way, there I could do a 2 and a 10 type of thing, which are just big ass fucking meals, because it saves me time from cooking and going in the kitchen and That is so important to me. And I can also eat cold food. So maybe I have 2-3 meals or 2.5 type of thing. And I like eat cold food for one of them because I made 2 meals at once type of thing, or 2.5. I'm confusing myself. Point is, you can eat cold food. It's not actually that bad. So I've been coding for about 2 years now. And because I've been doing it for so long, I now have quote unquote, I now have a good muscle for anticipating and seeing bugs and breaking changes before they happen. And this taught me something important, which is when we start to master our craft more, and the higher we go, the more we can see things from like almost like a bird's eye view. You can see things that a beginner just cannot see. Because you are so, and it, like the great example for me is just thinking of the salesman, and the salesman can start to see objections and resistance before it happens, and he starts to address it in his pitch and in his selling approach. Okay, so that he can you start to see things that a beginner just cannot see, and you start navigating things in just like a very masterful way. Not saying I'm a master at code, not saying I'm very masterful in the way I'm navigating stuff in code, but it's definitely different than a beginner that is just starting out and learning about the basics. So once you get to those places, it just becomes a different game. It's very, very, very cool. And knowing that I can do this with other skill sets as well gets me fucking pumped to think about it. It's so cool. Letting others' actions dictate your happiness or lack of happiness is a losing formula. So Gary said something like that in a podcast I heard yesterday, and it was just so fucking real, because I can sometimes let what others do define me, and that is so fucking broken right there. You cannot at all let other people define based on that. Like, their actions have nothing to do with you. Your actions have everything to do with you. So you should fucking define yourself by your actions and basically just punt any idea or any self-image that has anything to do with others' actions. It's fucked. Like, why would you define yourself over something you cannot control? I just don't see the point in it. That's good. Okay, so on audio, I just spilt water all over myself, so that's what just happened there. So that's good. I'm gonna edit that out for audio, but video, you can enjoy that. Going with the flow is such an ideal way of doing things. I think we can overthink things and try to pay too much attention to logic, but logic can only get you so far. Gut is the most important thing. Gut feeling, intuition, it is everything. And when you know that you shouldn't, when it does not feel right to push, do not push. And when it does not feel right, or when it does feel right to push or advance, or whatever the fuck you want to word you want to use there. But just know that the gut supersedes everything. It taps into a force that logic just cannot. It just can't. So follow that shit. It's absolutely important. And the less you listen to logic and the more you listen to gut, the better your life definitely will be. This looks really good. I'm liking this. Yeah, I care too much about positive reaction from people right now. I love being funny. I love positive validation externally, and I care too much about it right now. And it fucks with me if I don't get it. So I've got to change that and detach from it badly. This episode, I feel like, could be just about a detachment, for fuck's sakes. Fake Friends Remixed. I talked about this last week, but holy fuck, what a great album. I have been listening to it a ton. Almost every song on there is pure gold. It's like, it reminds me of Excision's remix album, I think last year. How it just, there's so many songs that just keep getting played from that. And like, I think it's the exact same here. There is so many good songs on that album. It's insane. React and Redux. These two library, okay, wait. I don't know if Redux is a library. I think it might be. I'm not sure. Let's just say they're both JavaScript libraries. But in coding, you've got like HTML and JavaScript and CSS for like the front end, if you will. And it's just changed the way completely that I code. And it's like 100x to my enjoyment in terms of what I am or how I actually create and code. I love it so much. Was a good week. I'm glad it came out the way it did. This seemed like it ended up being a decent episode, so I'm excited about that. Big ups to me for having 10 episodes of this shit. I appreciate you guys watching or listening, however you're consuming this. It's fucking awesome. I know these are longer episodes, but I hope they're offering some value. Like ideally, I hope they're offering a lot of value and enjoyment and different viewpoints, lessons, etc. And yeah, if you found value in this, please do me a favor, share it with one person, rate on iTunes, like, or whatever you have on your platform that you're listening to. I appreciate it all. Thank you so much, guys. My name is Josh Moxey, and I will catch you